Hi everyone, Bill Lethman here for MoneyEvolution.com. In today's video, I'm going to be helping to answer the question, is my Social Security benefit taxable? So the quick answer to that is yes, probably. So let's get into a little bit of the numbers here, and let's talk about our two primary filing categories, single filers and married filing a joint tax return. And like a lot of things the IRS does, they've tended, in my opinion, to make it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. But if you're a single filer and you make between $25,000 a year and $34,000 a year of what they call combined income, you're going to have up to 50% of your Social Security benefit subject to tax. If you make over $34,000 a year, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit would be subject to tax. And that's kind of the maximum for anybody, regardless of your filing category. If you're married, filing a joint tax return between $32,000 and $44,000 is kind of that middle ground where 50% of your benefit could be subject to tax. And if you're over $44,000 a year of this combined income, then up to 85% of your benefit would be subject to that tax. Let's talk about how they do the calculation here real quickly here. They call it combined income, and what they're going to start with is your adjusted gross income. That's going to be the number from the bottom of page 1 of your tax return, and they're going to add to it two other things. One is going to be any non-taxable interest that you might have. That could be from like municipal savings bonds. They're also going to add in half of your Social Security benefit. So it's kind of funny that we're talking about, you know, what part of your Social Security benefit is going to be taxed, and they actually take half of the Social Security and add it back into the formula to determine if you're over the amount. So kind of interesting how they do that. But again, this is probably something for most of you watching this video. You're probably going to have either some or portion of your Social Security benefit subject to tax. So let's talk a little bit about state taxes for just a moment. Good news is that for most states, you don't pay any taxes on your Social Security benefit, but there are 13 states that do. We're going to put an infographic up here. This map of the United States has those 13 states listed there. So if you live in one of those states, then part or maybe all of your Social Security benefit would be subject to the state taxes. One more final thing as we wrap up here is you're going to want to think about how to pay that tax on these Social Security benefits, especially if you're getting a large benefit. You don't want a big, huge surprise come tax time in April. So a couple ways to deal with that. If you're already making estimated taxes, you could simply raise that amount that you're having to send in to the IRS and make sure that you've compensated for that Social Security tax that you might have to pay. Or you could fill out IRS form W-4V, and you could actually have that taken right out of your Social Security check, probably the easiest and simplest way to do that. So this is part of a series. We're doing a lot of talk these days about taxes. In fact, we've got a video that is up on our resource section called How to Create a Tax Plan for Your Retirement. We'll link to that video below. It's going to get into a lot more detail, not only about stuff like this, but also, you know, IRA withdrawals and 401k plans and how the whole situation is going to be taxed for your retirement and things to think about there. So anyway, we'll link to that. And if you like our videos, make sure you hit that like or subscribe button, and I'll see you back here in one of our future videos. Thanks. Have a great day.